Hey, welcome to another episode of beersandbars.com. We're here in Orlando, Florida at Walt Disney World, staying at the Bay Lake Tower. Now, I was kind of worried on what type of beer I'd be able to pick up here at Walt Disney World. But luckily, they didn't have too many selections, but they did have one that I've always enjoyed, and I don't think I've ever done a beer review on it. But I picked up 1 pint of Yuengling traditional lager. So the first time I tried this beer was actually a while back when visited in New York City back in the day. But my first introduction to this beer was, I believe, when I subscribed to Beer Advocate or one other beer magazine. But I would always see uh, this beer advertised, but we couldn't get it on the West Coast in L.A. But I do recall recently I was able to pick up some, and I don't know if it was a traditional lager or if it was another offering by them. But I don't know if some of you know, but in 2022, Youngling joined forces with Molson Coors, uh, basically to help them distribute their beer on the West Coast because they were mostly just on the East Coast. And I know this is brewed in Pennsylvania, but they also have a brewery that they opened up in 1999 here in Tampa Bay. So I guess you could also consider it a Florida brewery. So it could also be considered a local beer. And another thing that if you didn't know, that back in 2019, they celebrated their 190th anniversary. But with all that said, I mean, when it comes down to it, you could have a nice story, but it comes down to the beer. So let's jump into this and see what's up with Youngling Traditional Lager. All right, guys, as usual, I like using my Untapped Tulip cup. If you're on Untapped, I'm under Beers and Bars. Instagram, Beers and Bars. Pretty much on YouTube, under Beers and Bars. All right, guys, look at that. Look at that, the nice head that's sustainable there, that retains the head right there. Nice dark caramel color. You could sense the malt. Very. All right, let's jump into this. Slight sweetness, but a very clean taste. Very smooth aftertaste. Nothing that makes you, when you drink certain beer. This is very smooth, very nice on the palate. Just a well brewed beer. And I know you, if you've watched my prior reviews, and if I'm drinking a lager, lagers are one of the hardest beers to brew, just because you can't hide any faults in lagers. If there's a fault in it, you'll taste it because you can't hide it with hoppiness or anything like that. Every every fault will come out in the taste of the lager, and this one is really good, and like really enjoy it. So now that uh, Youngling is available on the West Coast, please look out for it. And if you happen to be on the East Coast, make sure you pick it up. And they have a lot more selection than just a traditional lager out there. So, especially if you go to their website, there's a whole other variety of beers that they got out there: seasonal, traditional, all year round, and very good. All right, guys. Well, Hope you enjoyed this beer review on beers and bars. And like I always say, if you haven't done so already, have a great beer and thank you. Cheers.